Hi everyone, my name is Shrikant. Today we are going to learn about custom settings and custom metadata in Salesforce with real-time scenarios. By end of this video, you will be able to understand what is custom setting, what is custom metadata, what is the difference between custom settings and custom metadata, and we'll also see some scenarios when to use custom setting or custom metadata or custom object with examples. Okay, let's take this scenario. So this is a library where she is a librarian and this is all the bookshelves in the library. Okay, here I am who is asking Harry Potter book. What she will do when I ask a Harry Potter book, she will go to all these shelves and then find that particular Harry Potter book and then give it to me. Let's say I have returned it and then she will take it here and then again she will put it back here. So this is how library works, correct? Now this is the first day which I have got a book and then again returned back and then she has kept it in her shelf again. And immediately after I have written the book, second person has come and again asked for the same book. Now what she needs to do? Walk all through the shelves and fetch that again. So let's say this person has also taken it and then given it after some time, and immediately a third person has come again and asked for the same book. What she has to do? Again, she must walk to all the shelves and then get it back here. So obviously this would impact the productivity of this librarian. Correct? She needs to walk all the shelves and then get it back again every time a person asks for the same book, because Harry Potter book is quite famous, so many people will ask again and again, right? Now what is the solution? Well, librarian has become little smart and then she has kept a little table next to her desk. So this little table will consist of all the frequently asked books, like this Harry Potter books. So today when I come and then she immediately picked that book and given it to me. And once I return, instead of putting into the shelves, she has kept it at this small table. So whenever other person comes again, she will just pick it up and then give it to them and then take it back and then put it at the same table. So this is how the frequently asked books are being managed like this. So this will obviously increase her efficiency and productivity. See? So taking this analogy in Salesforce, we call this little table as custom setting, and all the bookshelves are custom objects. So concluding this, custom settings are easy accessible data. So now that you can ask, so why can't we get all the books and then put it next to her so that she can fetch it easily? No, it is not the place. So even in library, you cannot put all of them, right? So there will be a lot of books, so which means which has to be organized properly. In the same way, Salesforce also. Here you see only 8 books, right? That table can fit in. In the same way, Salesforce can fit only 10 MB of data. So custom setting is a place where you need to put easily accessible and frequently accessible data. I hope this is clear. Well, from that library analogy, your takeaway should be custom settings are stored in cache memory, which means easy to access. Now, there are two types of custom settings. One is list custom setting and second one is hierarchy. So what is this list and hierarchy? So list is like same data for every user in the organization. So it's very much same like custom object. So you put some data, if you access, I access, or some other person access, it should be getting the same data. Hierarchy in the sense you understood it, hierarchy, which means levels, hierarchical levels. Data can be fetched based on profiles and users. Didn't understand? No worries, I will explain with you an example. So list type of custom settings, which as I said, lists will get same data for every user in the organization. Let's say your company is dealing with some kind of support kind of thing. Okay, so which means you need to call all the users and then get support. So which means you need to store all the codes, right? All the phone codes. So India phone number code start with 91 and USA with 1 and Qatar is 974, Sweden with 46. So these phone codes will not change based on the type of user, or I can say it would be same for every kind of user, right? So any kind of user in the sense, let's say we have three type of user. One is an adult and second one is a child and another one is an infant. Of course, child and kid cannot really use our Salesforce application at this point of time, but still it's fine. So I just wanted to make sure there are three kind of user. That's it. Okay, so for any user, these phone codes will never change, which means we can store that data, that static kind of data, in list custom settings. Now comes the hierarchical. So hierarchical says different users can have different values. So let's say Amazon using the Salesforce application where it is putting all their products in our cart. In here, they got a Christmas sale with discounts. You see these people who are standing in a wave form and waving their hand, right? So these are like a regular users. For regular users, Amazon wants 10% discount on the Christmas sale. In the same way, they have Amazon Prime accounts, right? So there will be less set of users where they will be getting 25% of discount. Of course, there is no special user type, but I made it as a scenario here. Let's say there is a special kind of users. For them, there is a 40% discount. So if you want such kind of data to be visible based on their profile or by their user, then you need to choose hierarchy. So you need to ask yourself a question. So if the data in here has to be accessed based on the type of user, if the answer is yes, okay, then you should choose hierarchy custom setting. Okay, now we'll see how to create a custom setting. So in quick find, just search for custom setting here and click on custom setting. You should be navigated to a page where you need to click on new. Here you can give the label name, object name, and if you observe, the setting type is hierarchy. I told you in the previous slides where I have said there are two types of settings, which is list and then hierarchy, but hierarchy has been selected by default and there is no way you can change it. Why? Why? Because it has been disabled in the backend by Salesforce because it felt list custom settings are very much outdated when it compares to custom metadata. So the main advantage with this custom setting is having hierarchy as a custom setting where you can choose different data for different type of people. So as this is highlighted and list has been disabled, you can choose custom metadata type as an alternative. But still, as to showcase you, I wanted to activate it. How to activate it? It says you can enable list custom settings on schema settings. So we'll just go back to schema settings and then you should be seeing that option. So click on schema settings and at the last option it says manage list custom types. So we'll just enable it and we'll go back to custom settings again, custom settings, and click on it. Now click on new. You should be seeing list as also drop down option. See, list and hierarchy. So first we'll check with list and we'll see how it looks like. So I will just say country phone codes like I have shown you in the slides, phone codes. Okay, and give some object name here, country phone codes, and click on save. You can add some description or you can just leave it. Now you will be navigated to the page or the detail page. You need to add fields. So I will add a field name called phone code because that is where I wanted to store the code number. So I will click on text and click on next. And I will give the field label as phone code. Length I will give it as 10 max and click next and click save. Okay. It is very similar to custom object fields except there is no page layout or record type, etc. So we have a field. And before going any further, I just wanted to clear few things. As I said, custom setting and custom objects are very much same except custom settings are stored in cache memory. And along with that, if you see while you create fields, it will not have the major fields which are like the lookup. Lookup you won't find it in custom settings. And you will also not find the pick list values or you won't find the long text area, etc. So this is one of such difference with custom setting and custom object. Along with that, you cannot create custom tab for custom settings. Okay, custom objects where you can create tabs, but with custom settings you cannot. Okay, and as we have created a field which is phone code and we have a default field which is name, we'll create records. So click on manage. So as this is country and phone codes, we'll create country name and with the respective phone code. So first I will just type India and then the phone code starts with 91. Okay, so we'll create one more record which should be USA and it starts with 1. And we have one more record which can be Qatar and we'll give it as 974. Okay, so we have created 3 records. Okay, now we'll go back to the list which should display all these 3 records. I'll click on custom settings and I will open that custom setting again. So if you want to open the custom details, custom setting details, you need to click on this. If you want to see the records inside, click on manage. Manage is a keyword or a cue that you need to understand. If you click on manage, you will navigate you to the records like this. Okay, but if you click on that particular custom setting, you will go to the detail page where you will also find manage again. So this is a detail page of that custom setting which will have phone code and it will have the details about that custom setting. From here also you can click on manage to go navigate to the records, or from that page you can directly click on manage link which will navigate to this page. This is how you can create records inside list custom settings. Now we will move on to the hierarchical custom type. Let's click on custom settings again to create a hierarchical custom setting. It will take us to the custom settings homepage. Now this is an list custom setting. Now we'll create a hierarchical custom setting. Click on new and then we can give it as Amazon Christmas sale. Okay, Christmas sale discount. Okay, as we have seen in the previous slides, we'll try to give discounts with this application Amazon discounts. And type is hierarchy, visibility set to public, and then click on save. Now we have our hierarchical custom setting created. We need to create field. So click on new to create a field. Which field? So we are talking about the discounts. So which we need to create a percent. So create a percent field which will have the discount amount stored, and then just write as discount. Obviously digits, it will be in 2 digits. Leave it the decimals like that, and then just click on next and click on save. We have our hierarchical custom setting ready. Now we need to create the records. As I have shown you in the previous slides, we have 3 types of users. One is the regular user, second one is Amazon Prime user, and third one is special user. So click on manage and then you should be able to see a screen like this. Now you might have a little doubt. What is this new? There are 2 news here. Unlike list, this is little bit confusing. Okay, let me clear that for you. So you see the default organization level value, right? This is applicable to all. So you create any record under here for this custom setting, it is applicable to all. So in our scenario, for regular users, for all set of regular users, we will be having 10% discount. So click on new. Let's say it's so whoever enters into that Amazon application, we want to give them 10% discount. Okay, click on save. So 10% discount is applicable for all now. So click on back to list and now we have our discount 10%. Okay, now we need to create a special or Amazon Prime users, or Amazon Prime is a kind of profile that is attached to multiple users. So what we will do is to create that kind of privileged discount to set of users or to one user, you need to do that under here. This is for all. If you want to do it for only set of users, then it has to be the down there. Okay, so click on new here, the second related list, and you should be, it is asking you the location or the profile, or you can select the users. So for now we call one of the profile as Amazon Prime. Okay, so click on profile and let's assume any of our profile is Amazon Prime. So I will take Salesforce platform user as Amazon Prime. Just imagine Salesforce platform user, whoever is using Salesforce platform user are basically Amazon Prime users. So click on this particular Salesforce platform user and then give discount of 25. Okay, which means whoever try to access this custom setting with Salesforce platform user, they would be seeing the discount as 25%. Rest others other than the Salesforce platform users, in our case, other than Amazon Prime users, whoever logs in, they will be seeing 10. If they are Salesforce platform user, which means Amazon Prime, they will be seeing 25%. Clear? Now we'll go back to the list and let's say we want to give a specific discount to only one person or like a special persons, then we can do that again. So click on new and instead of profile I will select user now and I will give any person. So I have only one user, so obviously it is me. So click on my name and then select as 40%. So if I log in, I would be seeing discount as 40. If any Amazon Prime user, or in this case Salesforce platform user, logs in, then he would be seeing 25% discount. If any other than me and other than Amazon Prime, then they would be seeing 10%. So this is how you can differentiate the values based on the type of users. This is only possible with custom setting. It will not be possible either by custom object or by custom metadata. So remember, anytime it comes to an hierarchy, just go ahead with custom settings. In the same way, if you want to create few more users, something like if you want to add one more special user with more discount, you can just click on it here and then you can select the user or the profile and then just give their name or the profile name with their percentages like this. So let's say authenticate website is more privileged users and then give 50% like this. You can add as many records as possible, which means the level of users will define the level of discount. I hope now you have understood how to create hierarchical custom settings in Salesforce. How to fetch custom setting? Is it like querying of custom object? No, it is not. Custom setting needs no query. I will tell you with an example. So we have the library analogy, right? So for any book, if she wants to get from that shelf, she needs to walk. So walking to shelves, consider it as a query, okay? Because it needs an effort and it needs a time, right? So walking to shelf is a query to database. So for custom object, you always need to query. See, for shelves, she has kept a little table next to her. She just need to stretch her hand and then get it. So which needs no effort, or at least the least amount of effort. That is the reason there is no need of query. Understand that as there is no much physical effort required, understand this as no query required. Then how do we get the custom settings? Okay, let me show you how to do it programmatically. So we have custom object data. So for custom object, you just need to query like this. So understand this custom object as some like sample object as an API name. So select ID from sample object. For custom setting, just give the custom setting name. So like an object name. Custom setting also ends with __ C dot get all and then values. Get all will return the map in the sense key and value pair, right? And then values will give you all the list of records like here. So the list which you get here is the same list, same kind of list that you will get it here. But you don't need to use query. You can just use these commands. Now we'll see how to fetch these custom settings from Apex or from Execute Anonymous. Now I will choose Execute Anonymous to fetch the records. So first we'll try to fetch how to get list custom settings from Apex. So I will open developer console and here I will open Execute Anonymous. Now to call the custom setting, we should know its name or the API name. So if I scroll down, no, I don't need to scroll down. So just copy it and here we need to get all the records. If we want to get all the records from that particular custom setting, it is very much similar like custom object, except there is no need of having query. So list and then phone codes, and then you need to give the custom setting name, and custom setting have three different methods. First one is get all, and so get all will return the map, but we need a list of records. So we'll get values. So we can get values. Values is a method, right, from map. So get all will return all the map which is having all the records. So if we put values, it will just fetch only the custom phone codes list. So this is how you can fetch the custom setting records. For any custom setting record, just replace this name with the custom setting name. Now we'll see whether we got it or not. We need to display these phone codes. We can directly just give system.debug log, but to display it properly, I am just putting that inside a for loop to display the records. Phone code and phone codes. So I'm looping through all the records and then giving the system.debug log. And in here I will just give phone code. Yeah, so done. So we are looping through all the records and then it should display all three of the records, India, USA and Qatar. Click on execute and it should create a log down here. So click on that log. And if you want to see only the debug log statements, you just need to check this box. And we should be seeing three records, right? So if we scroll right, phone code 91, 194, 974, which should be India, USA and Qatar. See, India, USA and Qatar. This is how you can fetch all the records from a list custom setting. But if I want to fetch only one record, or a specific record, let's say I want only India's record, or if I want to have only the US record, then how? So we have a way. As I said, there are three methods. So this method is get all. Okay, get all method. Now our second method is get instance. So get instance method will get only one record. If you want to get only one record, just put that record directly instead of putting a list, and then phone code, give that custom setting name, and then get instance, and you just need to give the name of that particular record. So if I ask for India, it should fetch it. So system.debug log and then phone code should display all the details about the phone code. So I will just click on execute. Second log has been created. Click on it and then just click on this debug only checkbox. It should display this record. So if you scroll right, 91 is the phone code and it's the other details, last modified date, setup user, name India. In the same way, if you change the name, just the name, then you will get USA. and then click on execute. It should get the USA record. So I will get one more debug log and then click on debug only, should display only the USA record. See, one, and finally USA. See, this is how you can get single records. So we have two methods that we have spoke so far. We will see about the get values method when we discuss about the hierarchical method. Okay. Now this is how you can fetch custom settings in Apex. So along with these methods, you can still call the custom settings by using queries. Something like this. See, just copy paste these and then phone codes is equal to, you can just ask for select ID, name, and then phone code value. I assume it is code from. So just click here and then same logic as this. So just copy paste this for loop and we got what we want. Okay, so phone codes, I will just run this query and execute. So you can still call custom settings from SOQL as well, but that is not at all recommended. Just for your information, I am telling you SOQL can be used still on custom setting. Okay, click on debug only and you should be seeing all these records. See, now we'll see how to get hierarchical custom setting. So Amazon sales discount is basically the hierarchical custom setting. We have the API name. We just need to copy this and open the execute anonymous and debug execute anonymous, and then I will comment down everything that I have written here and go up and then just get that particular. So this is our custom setting. So I will just give Amazon discount and then I just need to copy that again and use get values, and inside I can give my username or I can user ID, sorry, I mean say user ID or profile ID, or I can left it to blank. So if I give user ID or profile ID, it will fetch the relative record which is associated with that user ID. So you can get to our username, right? Userinfo.get user ID is a function which it will get the current logged in user ID. So this is a standard Salesforce function. So with that, it will get my user ID. So if I pass this user ID out of all these three records, so there are three records created, right? So if I open this record, it should have around 40, right? Yeah, 40%. So that value is something which needs to be fetched. So I have got that user ID and then I will just debug. I will put a system.debug log statement and amaze this. We'll see how this is working. Just click on execute. Now we have our new execute anonymous debug log and then click on debug only, which should allow us to get 40%. So this is how you can fetch custom settings data, which is list custom setting and hierarchical custom setting from Epic. Now that we have understood what is custom setting, how to create it and how to fetch it, we need to see the advantages with the custom setting. You can use get all dot values, then you will get all the records in that custom setting. And as it is placed in cache memory, it is faster access, which increases the performance, right? And the biggest advantage with custom setting, which no other tool will provide, is hierarchical custom setting that allows different data for different profiles or users. As you have seen, Amazon Prime regular users and the special users will be getting different kind of discounts, as you have seen in the analogy. Like the other side of coin, we still have the disadvantages with custom setting as well. So custom setting data cannot be deployed. So we have the custom setting as a table, right? So we'll put some data which are about like these phone codes or like the discount percentages, etc. These cannot be deployed to the other environment. You can just send the table and then you just need to download the data and then put it in the other environment with data loader or some data migration tools. And the second disadvantage is there can be only 300 fields that are allowed in custom settings. So you cannot create more than 300 fields in a custom setting. Okay, and custom setting counts against total number of custom objects in organization. So there is a maximum limit in creation of custom objects. So custom setting and custom object both are same in terms of custom object count. And the final disadvantage is tabs cannot be created in custom settings. Like we have account tab, contacts tab or custom object tabs. We cannot create custom setting tab. We just need to go to setup like I have shown you and then see the data inside. Oh, how can we manage with these disadvantages? Don't worry, we still got custom metadata which might clear all our custom setting disadvantages. Okay. Let's explore custom metadata. Custom metadata is very much similar to custom setting, except this is deployable across environments. As we have seen, one of the disadvantage with custom setting is we cannot deploy custom setting data to the other environment. But custom metadata has an ability where the data inside custom metadata can be moved across different environments or sandboxes. Example, so left side is sandbox and right side is a production environment. So custom setting has records. So when we deploy it in the change set, we can only deploy custom setting table, not the records. So if we go to production and then see where what we have deployed, we can only see custom setting with no records. So to have our records, we need to download all the records, which means export it and then import it again in the production environment. The data cannot be deployed via change sets or via ant or in that matter any tool. But when it comes to custom metadata, which is having records, you can deploy custom metadata along with records with chain set, which means we can deploy custom metadata along with its record to the production environment or in that matter any environment in the chain sets. This is the biggest advantage which any other thing cannot do. Example, custom object or custom setting cannot do. Oh, that's so cool. I don't need to export and import data. Instead, we can just deploy, right? We can just deploy. We don't need to export and import the data again and again in terms of custom metadata. This is the biggest advantage that we have. Now we will see how to create custom metadata. So custom metadata are very similar to custom settings, except custom metadata records can be deployed into the other environment. And the common point between custom metadata and custom setting is both of them will stay in cache memory, which means both of them are very easy to access. And if you have any records that are frequently needs to be accessed, put it in custom metadata or custom settings. Prefer custom settings when there is a need of hierarchy kind of thing. If it is not, then go ahead with custom metadata. That's an easy approach. Now, so we have the custom metadata. We'll give custom metadata as we'll create country codes custom metadata. So as you have seen in custom settings, list custom setting is very much similar to custom metadata. So custom metadata is more advanced because it can be deployed into other environments with ease. So if you want to use list custom setting, you need to prefer custom metadata rather than using list custom setting. So we'll create country codes, plural will also be same, and then click on save and your custom metadata is ready. You need to create a field, so you have standard custom fields. Along with that, you will also have validation rules, which custom settings doesn't have. You will also have page layouts, which doesn't have it in custom settings. So custom metadata can be more than a custom setting and less than a custom object. Okay, and moreover with custom metadata data type, you cannot create tabs. Okay, you cannot have a tab with custom metadata type. If you see, you can create a number of fields. You can have a lookup relationship with another metadata. Lookup relationship can only happen with another metadata, not with any other custom object or with any custom setting. Okay, and along with that, you will also have pick list. You will also have long text area, which doesn't have it in custom setting. That is the reason I said custom metadata type is more than a custom setting, less than a custom object. Okay, so I'll create a simple text and then click on next, which will take us to the next screen and give a label name. I will give it as phone code like we did it in list custom setting and give it as 20. Click on next and click on save. Now we have our custom metadata, which is having fields. Okay, so custom metadata will have standard fields as label and name prefix, and we'll have phone code, which we have created in custom. Okay, now as you already know, validation rules, you can put any validation rules. Page layout, you can change it. So as I have told you in custom settings, manage is a word where you just need to click on it so that it will take us to the records page. Okay, now we'll create couple of records. So label name could be India again, and then country code will be automatically populated. This is a label, this is the name, and here we can give it as +91, similar to what we have given in custom setting. We'll create one more, and which it will be USA and +1, and save and new, and we'll create one more which is for Qatar, and we'll have 974. So we have three records created with custom metadata. So we'll go back. So custom metadata, here you can click manage records like we did it in custom settings. You click on it, it will navigate to this page where you will have all these things. So this is how you need to create custom metadata. So how to get custom metadata here? So like the custom object data where we query it, select the ID from sample object, in the same way custom metadata should also be queried like this. So where, yeah, one more thing. So for custom metadata, it will end with MTD, which means custom metadata. For custom object and for custom setting, it will end as underscore underscore C. Here it underscore underscore MDT. So like custom object, we also need to query metadata like this to get the data. So like custom setting, we cannot just use a method to get it. Oh, I need to query custom metadata. That's bad, right? So custom setting hasn't that privilege, but custom metadata doesn't. So custom metadata, you always need to query to get the data. But there is a catch here. SOQL with no governor limit is our metadata. So as you already know, there is a limit of 100 SOQLs. You can use it in a single transaction. But if you use your query on custom metadata, it will not count. Example, let's say you have already used 10 queries in your transaction. But in the 11th query, it is the query on the custom metadata. But that 11th one will not be counted. Why? Because you are querying the metadata. Metadata queries will not be counted against the governor limit. So you don't need to worry about the governor limit. You can use as frequently as possible if you need to get the metadata. Now that we have understood how to create a custom metadata type, we need to understand how to fetch it. So to fetch this custom metadata, unlike our custom settings, we need to query it. Like custom objects, we need to query these custom metadata records. So as I have told you, this custom metadata type ends with underscore underscore MDT. MDT in the sense metadata. For custom settings, it is underscore underscore C. For custom metadata, it is underscore underscore MDT. Okay. So we'll go to developer console again to query these custom metadata and go to the execute anonymous. Click on debug. So to get these records, we need to query it and put it in a list. So codes and then give the label, and then we have created the phone code, right? Phone code underscore underscore C from the list. Okay. Now we'll run for loop around this list so that we can run our, we can display these codes. And then system.debug, put it here, code. Okay. Now if we run this, we should see all those records in the debug log. So click on this. So this checkbox, debug only checkbox, allows you to see all your debug statements. And see, Qatar, India, USA 97491 and 1. So this is how you can query your metadata records from Apex. And now you might ask, so custom setting is also storing in cache memory and custom metadata is also storing in cache memory. Then why do we need query for custom metadata and not for custom setting? So based on the design, custom metadata needs to be queried. But Salesforce has given a feasibility that even though we query these custom metadata, that will not be recorded under governor limit. So what does that mean? So we have our debug only, right? So if we see here, so the total governor limit in a single transaction for SOQL queries are 100. So we have already consumed one SOQL here, right? So if you see in this debug logs, if I scroll down, the transaction will be there, but it will not record it as a query. See, it says number of SOQL queries 0 out of 100. So any SOQL query on metadata will not be counted on governor limit. So this is something which you need to understand. Let's say I query on accounts. Now that should add that number there. So I'll just show you how it looks like. Select ID from account. Okay. And now I query it. Execute this complete statement. And now this should have number of queries is equal to 1 out of 100. So down. See, it says 1 of 100. 1 is on account. 100 is total governor limit. That is how it works. So now I will add one more query on this custom metadata again. Then also it will not query it. So then also it will not add it in the governor limit. I'll just change the name. So there are 2 queries on metadata, 1 query on account. But it will count only 1. Why? Because these 2 are metadata queries. So I will just execute, and now you should still see 1 there. Even though it has queried 3 times, metadata queries will not be counted against the governor limits. So I can use as many as you want. See, This is how you can query your metadata from your Apex. So whenever you use metadata, don't worry about SOQL. It's not at all counting. I hope this is clear. So highlights of the custom metadata. We can use validation rules on custom metadata. So in custom settings, we cannot add validation rules or page layouts like the second point. So we have the privilege of adding validation rules and page layouts in custom metadata like we have it in the custom objects. Now we can create lookups to another custom metadata like we are doing it in custom object. Example, contact is having lookup to account, right? In the same way we can have custom object lookups on some other custom objects, etc., etc. These kind of things can also happen in custom metadata, but this is not possible with custom settings. These are the major highlights with custom metadata along with the deployable feature. Now comes with the disadvantages of this custom metadata. So custom metadata is having couple of disadvantages. Like we are having with the custom setting, custom metadata that also doesn't have an option to create custom tabs. So like our custom objects, you have the custom objects where you have tabs, but not for custom settings and custom metadata. You just need to go to setup and then open the respective custom metadata, and then you need to click on manage records to see the records. And the other disadvantage is you need to query to get the data. So querying should be there like our custom objects. Custom setting is only having the option of getting the data with functions. Okay, we'll see the difference between custom setting and custom metadata. So custom setting doesn't need queries. As you have already seen, it just need a method called getAll.values. So custom setting.getAll.values will return all the records in that custom setting. Custom metadata needs query to fetch the data. Like you have already seen, custom object and custom metadata needs query to fetch the data. And custom settings are easy to access. And in the same way, custom metadata also easy to access and easy to deploy as well, because the data inside metadata can be deployed across environments. But it is not possible with custom settings. Now, the third difference is custom setting allows different data for different set of users by hierarchical custom type. So based on the users, like I have shown in the Amazon Prime example, so different type of users in Amazon accounts will have different type of discounts, which is not possible with custom objects or with custom metadata. Now with custom metadata, the other highlight here is custom setting allows validation rules and page layouts, which is not possible with custom setting. The other common thing with custom setting and custom metadata type is we can use those custom settings and custom metadata in formula fields. Formula fields? Yes, formula fields. How? So for custom settings, it will only work with hierarchical custom settings in formula fields, not the list custom settings. Custom metadata types can be directly called. So we'll go to fields and we'll try to create a discount. So as we have already know, our custom setting we have created, right? Amazon sale, for each of the user different sales. So I will create an account and I will create a discount field here, and then that discount should get the value from that custom setting based on the user. So create a formula field and then click on next, and then give the value as Amazon discount, and scroll down, give percentage return type, and then click on next, and then click on in advanced formula. You need to click on insert field, and if you see there is a setup, and with setup you have your custom setting, which is Amazon discounts. We have the custom field, right, which we have created, so it will list down all the custom fields. So we have our discount field. So now this discount field will fetch the discount value based on the user or profile that user is logged in. Now click on next. As I am Shrikant, I am a special user in that custom settings, right? So we have three kinds of user. One is regular, second one is Amazon Prime, and third one is specialized user, which is Vegi Shrikant. As Vegi Shrikant is having 40% as a privileged discount, if I create an account now, it should get that discount value as 40. We'll see whether it is working properly or not. Click on account. Now we will click on new and then try to create a simple account ABC, and then click on save, and it should save the record. And now if we go into the details and scroll down, it should fetch the amount Amazon discount as 40. Why? Because the custom setting is having my name and which is having with a discount of 40%. If you are Amazon Prime user, which is Salesforce platform user, then you would be seeing this as 25%. If you are none of them, then you would be seeing 10%. That's how the custom setting works in the formula fields. As we were able to use this Amazon Christmas sale discount value 40% in formula field, right? In the same way, we can get our metadata into the formula field as well. So let's open the custom metadata first, and then we'll see how to get that value. So we have our country codes where we have multiple values, right? India, Qatar, and if you open India, you will be seeing that phone code. Now we'll try to get this phone code in our formula fields. So we'll go to set up a object manager, and then we'll create a new field in account itself. So account, and then fields and relationships, and create a new field. So a new field we will create should be a formula field, and then click on next, and here we need to give it as phone code, and return type should be text, and then click on next. And in here in advanced formula, click on insert field, and you should be seeing custom metadata, right? So click on this custom metadata, and you would be seeing country codes. So if you have multiple metadata, it will display there. And in here, out of our 3 records, which one do you want? India, Qatar, or USA? So I choose India here, and then it is asking which field I want to fetch. I want phone code field, and click on insert. So these kind of values can be used in custom validation rules also. Let's say this phone code is not equal to India code, then give an error. If this for discount is not greater than 10%, then give an error, something like that. So we have our formula ready, and then click on next, and then again click on next, and then click on save. So we have our formula field ready, which is fetching the custom metadata. Now we'll see whether it is working properly or not by creating an account. So click on accounts, and then it should navigate to the accounts page where I can click on new, and then create a new account, something like CDE, and then click on save. It should create a record, and if we go to detail, and down there we should be seeing, see phone code as 91, as we have selected India 91. If we would have selected USA 1, if it is Qatar 974. That's how custom metadata formula works like this, and custom settings formula work like this. So for your information, again, custom setting with that is hierarchical custom setting only works with the formula fields. We can use this custom metadata in validation rules as well, not only in formula fields but also in validation rules. Okay, quiz time. So we have a scenario where ABC Corporation needs to store its data in a table that has to be frequently accessible and easy to access by the users. Which one to use? Custom object or custom settings or custom metadata? People who wants to answer by themselves, pause it here. I am going to answer it now. So whenever you see frequently accessible and easy to access, it is like a cache memory. So cache memory in the sense, the answer can be either custom setting or custom metadata. So which one to choose is like we will be having more conditions of it. Let's say if you want to have a hierarchical kind of thing, then you need to go for custom settings. But you want to deploy your data to the other environments, then you need to choose custom metadata. But for this scenario, as it is frequently accessible, you should go ahead with either custom settings or custom metadata. ABC Corporation needs to store its data in a table, and there should be a tab in user interface. Which one to use? Custom object or custom setting or custom metadata? As soon as you see tab there, you should understand that neither custom setting nor custom metadata can do this. Only custom object has the ability to have a custom tab in Salesforce. So the answer is obviously custom object. Okay, now question number 3. ABC Corporation needs to store its data in a table, and I should be able to get the data without using a query. Which one to use? Custom object, custom setting, or custom metadata? So as it says, data without using query. So without query is obviously we have custom setting. So the answer is custom setting. Neither custom object or custom metadata cannot get the data without using a query. Okay. Now question number 4. ABC Corporation needs to store its data in a table, and I should be able to get this data in formula fields for any custom objects. Which one to use? Custom object, custom setting, and custom metadata. So take time, it's a little tricky question. So which one to use? So the answer is both custom setting and metadata can be used in formula fields of any custom object. As I have shown in the demo, you can use custom setting or custom metadata in your formula fields, or for that matter validation rules for any custom object. Clear? Question number 5. ABC Corporation needs to store its data in a table, and I should be able to get data based on different users. Which one to use? Custom object, custom setting, or custom metadata? So as soon as you see custom data based on different users, so data based on different users, so it's basically in hierarchy. So you have to use only custom setting. Neither custom metadata or custom object has that feature. So you can use hierarchical custom setting to have data based on different users. Okay. Now the last question. ABC Corporation needs to store its data in a table which is easily accessible with validation rules in its place. So which one to use? And I say this is also a tricky question. Custom object or custom setting or custom metadata. So here you need to find two items. One says easily accessible. So easily accessible can be a custom setting or custom metadata. And it says validation rules. Validation rules can be custom object and custom metadata. So when it says easily accessible with validation rules, only custom metadata meets the requirement. Custom metadata easily accessible and it can have validation rules. Custom meta object is not easily accessible. It has validation rules though, but it is not easily accessible. Custom setting is easily accessible, but not validation rules. So the answer is custom metadata, of course. With that, we are done with all our quiz items. I hope you have understood the clear difference between custom setting, metadata, and custom object. And I hope this is very helpful to you to choose which one is better in your business scenarios. And that's a wrap up. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. Practice, practice, practice. Happy learning and bye.